Hi, I'm Peggy with Soapstone International, and this is Tim with Soapstone International too. And we're demonstrating today how simple and easy it is to repair a dent or a chip in soapstone. So the first thing that you would have to do, Tim made this chip in a piece of Barocca soapstone, and he used a hammer and a chisel to create this mark. There's also one over here. And so the first thing that one would need to do is to make sure that the area is cleaned off, clean out any debris, any particles, and then to make sure it's even cleaner and ready to accept the epoxy, what you would do is you would use a swab, also some alcohol or acetone as well, and clean that area out very, very well inside that groove, inside the chip and all around it, so that it can accept the epoxy. And I'll also do this one. And now Tim is going to demonstrate how to mix and apply the epoxy.
On the board we have the epoxy. It already has the black coloring mixed into it. This little bit of white on here is the hardener. It's normally about a 20-to-1 mixture, and you just mix these in here, and the main thing is to get it thoroughly mixed. Once you have it thoroughly mixed in, this hardener all the way through, then you just take a little bit and you just simply fill the area such as that. And we're going to put a little bit over here on this area and a little bit right there on that spot right there. And so then once you've got it, the epoxy in there, as you can see, it really doesn't take very much, but you just want to make sure you got it completely full. And so we're going to wait about 15 minutes or so. That should be dry. But the way to check it is to check the material that's on your board. That way you don't mess up what you have here by touching it or disturbing it. So give it about 10 or 15 minutes and check and make sure it's getting hard and make sure it's sandable. We've now come to the time where the epoxy has cured or dried on the soapstone, and we can begin the sanding process. So we'll simply take a sanding block, that's to keep from causing grooves with your hands or so on in the soapstone itself, and we'll prepare it with a piece of sandpaper. For me, I'm just using a piece of soapstone as the block, and we begin to sand those areas to take the excess epoxy off. So as you can see, we've pretty well completed our sanding. As we sand here, we've got it to the point that you can see where the chisel mark was filled here, a little blemish here and here. And so we'll finish it off just a little bit more like that, and so we can get the excess that's out around the edges off and off in here. And then we're going to next we're going to have Peggy take a little olive oil, and she's going to finish it. She'll wipe the excess dust off, and then she'll finish it by applying some olive oil, and so we can see the true transformation.
So first I'm going to clean off the dust so that the surface is clean and the olive oil will go on easily. You don't have to use olive oil to oil your stone. You can use mineral oil. I prefer olive oil because it's natural. Or also you could use coconut oil. That works really well. Also some use waxes. Waxes work really well as well. So we're rubbing it on, and soapstone will darken with oil immediately, but after it's able to sit for a period of time, it will even get darker. And then with repeated applications, it will get very dark.
So now as you see, you can see where the blemish technically is, but it begins to look like just another anomaly in the stone. And of course you know where it's at, as we showed you from the beginning, but if you did not know, for instance like these over in here, you wouldn't even notice they were there. And as the stone continues to darken, it will continue to look more and more like just part of the stone.
And the dent that Tim made with the chisel and the hammer is not typical. This would be a worst case scenario to have a dent like that. Most dents or chips that naturally occur in a countertop are not like that. They're much smaller.
And there you are. That's how you repair a dent in soapstone.